what it do, man? It's T.O.G and this Gorilla, man. We got it going on today, baby. We got it going on. The devil trying to stop us, but he can't stop us.
I can't do that.
Man, how your week been, man? Talk to me. Talk to me.
It's been let me turn
Yo,
it
put your
flash
glass on.
so I
And
can see.
hey, shout out, hey, Facebook, hey, Instagram,
How y'all
hey,
doing?
YouTube. Let's
Remember,
go, man.
like, subscribe.
Mm-hmm.
Like, subscribe. T.O.G and Barilla. Do that for us. We
Yeah.
really appreciate it.
Go to YouTube and subscribe to our YouTube channel, T.O.G and Barilla's podcast, for the people out there on Instagram, baby.
Yeah. So I had an interesting week. How you had one of these um, surreal moments where you come to a different realization of your perspective, and then you have a perspective shift. Like you see something different than you thought. It was something went on like that this week
Okay.
for me.
Okay.
Yeah. So
So
um,
mine's been like, I don't know. It seemed like, you know how you feel like you stagnant, or what? Like you at a standstill. And then I had to think, like, a lot of times we think we ain't moving, but we really are moving behind the scenes. Because we don't see it, don't mean it's not moving.
What's funny with that?
Yeah.
It's like, think about this. They said the earth is moving while we're walking on it, but it's so
Mhm.
fast you can't. You see what I'm saying? It look like they ain't moving.
Right, right.
So you gotta look at things from.
Yeah.
I look at them from a more positive aspect because
Mhm.
see, it's so many things that can carry us to a negative sphere and where you live
Yeah.
at. You know what I'm saying? So I try to always be as positive because I know for one thing that as the Creator creates, He continues to do that. And if you are a part of His creation, you can create also. So continue to create the best for you. Don't worry about what's going on around you. Just understand where you're going.
Yeah, but I did have some, you know, good moments.
Yeah.
Like I say, I actually, I actually had somebody call me the other day. Like I said, I'm not gonna give any names, or anything like that. But a person called me and was like, "Man, I thought of you when it was time to have an idea to do something. I thought of you."
Mm-hmm.
And the person asked me, "What should I do?" You know, and so and I had to. After I got the phone, I thought about it. I said, "Wow, people really, you know, would think about me about if they want to start a business, what should they do first or whatnot." So, I just got to start carrying myself, holding myself up to that high regard. Like people really look at you like that, and so it was that pat on the back moment for me. I thought about that. So yeah,
Okay, see, ain't nothing wrong with that.
yeah, yeah,
That's just people recognizing the positivity that you bring to a day. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
The wisdom, the the understanding, the overstanding, how you want to say it, that you
yeah,
bring to situations that they might need some real advice. Sometimes people want to talk to real people.
mm-hmm,
They ain't want to talk to no hater.
yeah,
They don't want to talk to somebody trying to scheme and lie.
yeah,
They just want to talk to somebody real and say, "Hey man, what you think about this?" And somebody that's gonna be encouraging, and not encouraging to the point where I'm gonna lie to you, but encouraging to the point where you're gonna get the truth from me. And
mm-hmm,
that's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Because you know, in those times where I was doing my thing and I was incarcerated, I used to have to put a manila folder on the end of the rack. You know what I'm saying? Basically saying that I'm off duty. I'm not talking. I'm through talking because I used to run dorms.
mm-hmm,
And the thing was, these were all self-help dorms.
yeah,
If you want to change and be something different than what you are, here goes a spot that you can reflect and try to go into the things that you need to change within yourself to be better. That's what the topic is, and I was asking this today about do we do any self-evaluating?
self
You know what I'm saying?
evaluation,
I mean,
self
do
evaluation.
people know the pandemic then hit? I mean, it's been real stressful for a real long time, and then when you look at the news or look at the weather and you look at your household and you look at your bills, you look at how money ain't like it was, and how stressful it's getting, and you getting all this stuff. But do you take time to evaluate where are you in all this?
I think I think a lot of us like everything be moving so fast. So a lot of times we don't get a chance to self-evaluate ourselves because we like that hamster on the spinning wheel.
Yeah,
We
but
just spin it.
yeah, I get it. But you have time to take time.
Hmm. Yeah.
Just take a breath, man. Just slow yourself down. Because I don't care how long you on that hamster wheel, or how much you want to get to it. If you're not in good health, guess what that hamster wheel gonna be? A wheelchair, a IV machine. You know what I'm saying? Or some machines, or you have to. I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, you got to take care of self, and self evaluation is part of your self health, which is your mental health,
Yeah.
which is your children's mental health. I mean, just and they carry you to the next phase of being healthy. Period. And that's what, to me, in my opinion, that's what we need right now. We need to be healthy. We need to think healthy.
So we talking about self-evaluation.
Right.
So then we have to ask, okay, if we self-evaluate ourselves, do we honestly self-evaluate ourselves? Like, can you give an honest opinion? Like, can you be truthful with yourself and be like, I'm not doing a great job at this. I need to like I'm not giving six. I'm not giving 100% in in this area. I'm only giving 6%. Are we gonna tell ourselves that?
That, with me, and everybody has their own personal, guru within inside of themselves.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very hard on myself, and
Me too.
sometimes too hard.
Me too.
Sometimes I don't give myself a break. So my prognosis would be, are you taking time out for yourself? It wouldn't be am I pushing hard because I push hard.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to make sure that I shut my mind down, meditate. I have to make sure I take deep breaths and I do a little yoga. I do a little did some Pilates. I don't really like Pilates like that. You know what I'm saying? But martial arts stuff like that to ease my mind. You know what I'm saying? To bring me back into a realm of peace. So my thing now is always protecting that peace I found. I found peace in the joint. You know what I'm saying? So and I found a peace that was just surpassed everything that was around me, and there was a lot around me.
Mm-hmm.
So I brought that peace out here. You know what I'm saying? So that peace helps me navigate myself and keep myself in line because I know the worst of me. I know where it can go. So I try to keep myself right in that peaceful situation to continue to grow.
So what do we do for as like everybody don't know what self evaluation is? You know what I'm saying? So what do we tell the people that
Let me get
is
this book. I'm
okay?
gonna give you the clinical
Okay,
term,
get it.
and then
Like it's foreign to them.
right. I'm gonna give
Yeah,
you the clinical term, then
yeah.
I'm gonna give you the type of what I do. Because you can go get and self evaluating or self inventory is what you really make of it and how
Mm-hmm.
serious you want to get. Now the clinical term of self inventory is a questionnaire series of statements on which participants check characteristics or traits that they perceive to apply to themselves. No objective rights or wrongs. There's no right or wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, I'm 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 getting from this that you look at the characters and what you perceive as yourself being. Am I courteous? Am I helpful? Am I moving in the right directions? You're checking yourself. Am I saying no when I need to say no? You know what I'm saying? You checking your character. And
Mm-hmm.
as you check your character, you're checking not only your character, you're checking the spaces that you're in because to keep that character in that realm where you're at, you're gonna move in a certain space.
Okay.
So when you start moving in those spaces, you're gonna meet people with character like that. You know what I'm saying?
So if you was on the street in layman's term talking to just an average Joe, a guy, what would you say? What is self evaluation? A guy on the street just be like, "Hey man, what are you talking about? What is self evaluation?" So you breaking down where they can understand it.
I'm saying, do you love yourself? Do you
Okay,
love yourself enough to check yourself? Do you love yourself enough to put
let's
yourself
go.
on a trajectory to success, to being in a better place than you are right at this moment? Do you love yourself enough? And if you love yourself enough, you understand right, wrong, whatever. Are you checking yourself with that?
So look, we got Curtis watching. We see you, my brother. Hey, we saying hi to you, man. We really appreciate you following us every week. Tasha is a loyal. He be here every week we go
Thank you,
here.
man.
So he just saying hi to us, right?
Hey, how you doing, bro?
Yeah. So had to give you a shout out, my bro. So we got on Instagram we got a comment um from Lewis Patrick. I believe when we get content with what we are doing, it causes us to relax and stop pushing.
See, when you get
Content.
comfortable,
When you get
comfortable,
content.
He said,
confident,
he said content.
content,
Yeah,
you get
I believe
content.
we get
Okay.
content.
Now, I mean, contention is a state of mind for me. You
Mm-hmm.
know, you know. I mean, one thing I
Oh,
learned
that's
about
cool.
being content
Fact.
is that how can you be with the world changing every day, with situations changing every day? You don't have to be. You can be financially stable and you feel good about yourself, but are you grown in other parts of your life? You might be financially a whole adult,
Mm-hmm.
but in family, are you grown? Are you at peace with that? Are you at peace with your relationship with your woman or your partner? Are you at peace with your relationship with your children? I mean, when you get to a space where you have time to not worry about that space, it's probably other things you need to look at or need to try to come up with answers to how I'm gonna deal with this while you ain't got to deal with that. So it's no way I could ever think that I would be content because when something get in a peaceful state, I'm trying to build my whole house, not just a room. That's me though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I definitely man. So me, I call it the ugly truth, the ugly mirror, right?
Mm-hmm.
I can remember always checking myself, looking in the mirror, because you can't like when you look in the mirror, you can't lie to no, you can lie to everybody out there, but you can't lie to yourself. That mirror gonna tell you. You gonna look in that mirror to see what's really real. So I do it. So when you talked about self evaluation, I do it, bro. I
Well,
really and I be 100 myself like, dude, you ain't, and I'm like you say, I'm more hard on myself.
right, right.
So I'm checking myself like,
But
dude, you ain't.
let me, man, listen. I had a partner man named Jody B out of Montgomery.
Yeah.
Jody, if you round, man, what's happening, man? Jody B was man. Jody was something else. So Jody was a smart dude, man. He was with the Moore Science Temple.
Mhm.
And Jody B used to tell me, say, man, listen, you can't trust nobody. You can't even trust your damn self. And I used to be like, what the fuck is Jody talking about? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But then I started thinking about it, man. When we start creating certain habits,
Mhm.
and the habits become so ingrained in our psyche, we don't even know we do this sometimes. It's a principle called or a theory called Johari's window, and that means that I can see you, but I can't see me, basically.
Yeah.
So I can see everything that you do, and I can see and recognize everything that you do wrong, whatever, whatever. But I can't see the things I do. But you can see it. You see what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
can see how I move. You know what I'm saying? It might not be nothing wrong per se that I'm hurting anybody like that, but it might
Mhm.
just be a habit that I do. Every time you're not telling the truth, you bend your head. You can somebody else will see that, but I wouldn't see it.
Yeah.
Every time you feel ashamed, you do this or whatever. You might have certain little quirks that other people see that you don't see.
Mhm.
And my question then was to myself: can I accept when somebody show me this? Evaluate it within myself. Do a total analysis of self. Catching myself when I do this and see do I really do this, and then changing that self into be something I want to be if I want to change it. Because this is all about how do you feel about yourself? Do you want to continue to change, or are you happy with where you are and you just want to maintain yourself? I mean, some people might be right where they need to be. You know what I'm talking about? But I'm always evaluating myself.
But if you right where you need to be, do you stop?
I go even further because I don't never think that I'm always moving forward because see life doesn't stop. Think about TV. Think about computers. Think about where we've been and what we're seeing now in comparison with where we've been and what we saw then. This is a whole new and diverse situation that's going on, but we still understand the old time.
So check this out. So so with me, I don't know if anybody else like this. So with me, I I chase time. So what I mean by that, like I'm always chase like however fast times I went yesterday, I always try to beat that time. So I know I never be like complacent, content to where I'm at, cause I'm always trying to beat whatever I did yesterday. I'm trying to beat it, and so whatever I do that day, I try to beat it. I'm always chasing time.
I mean, that's how you do it. I mean, that makes you happy. You know what I'm saying?
Like I don't know, it's just something. I always been like that. I always like try to beat whatever I did. You know what I'm saying? I'm always trying to move fast.
I mean, my thing is I like to move carefully.
Hmm.
I practice caution, and that just military and all the things I've been through. You know what I'm saying? I like to see the field, set it up, then move forward. If and I'm evaluating myself the whole time. So
Yeah.
I don't. Time is an illusion because we never know how much time we got. To be
Hmm.
honest with you,
Yeah. I
I
mean, it
mean,
could be today.
motherfucker drop dead right on your show.
Yeah.
He died on the show.
Yeah.
This nigga died on the show. So you never know.
Yeah.
So putting my movements in comparison to time. That's why you have to just play your game. Everybody got their own thing they doing. So as you do what you do, what fits for you is fitting for you. But the biggest problem I think we have is thinking everybody think like me.
Mm.
Everybody don't think like me,
Mm.
and I got to be cool with that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? As long as you don't violate, and I don't violate, hey brother, how you doing? Just because I don't sell cars and you making a killing selling cars, that was your thing. I'm so happy you made it there. You know what I'm saying? What we should do is open it up so we can have different audiences for people who do different things.
Yeah.
Take the money, put it back.
I used to be like that. Like I used to always think like, why people don't see what I see? And my wife would tell baby, everybody don't think like you. And I used to, yeah, look back in that, I used to be like, shit, they should.
I mean,
Like why they
why
not? You know?
why wouldn't you think like that?
Yeah,
You know what
exactly.
I'm
So I
saying? So
mean, back in the day, I mean, but I have changed.
shit,
Yeah,
I ain't.
everybody,
Shit, I feel, man. Listen,
everybody,
I just learned how to deal with it.
yeah,
Everybody don't think like me. Yeah, I
yeah.
get it. You know what I'm saying? But the way I'm thinking, the way I see things, I really feel like this should have worked.
Hmm.
I really feel like if we work together, we can get somewhere. If we work together, we
Then
can learn some more.
the other person might be thinking, shit, if you think like me, we can get somewhere. So I mean,
No,
everybody got
no,
that.
not like you think like me. I said if we work together. It ain't thinking like me.
You know what? And it's funny you talk about working together.
That's all I'm talking about.
It's
You ain't
funny
gotta think like me to work with me.
because I always I sit back and think about this. When I see it come to like buying property, buying land, buying houses, why we don't work together doing this type of stuff? Like, why do we keep trying to do it so individually, and when everybody else doing it together, we still trying to do it by ourselves. When if you put three or four people together, you can go get more done.
I mean, it's people working together. It's people. A lot of people doing a lot of things. It's just not. It's just hadn't caught on. It just take people to get in relationships and build those relationships.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, trust. I mean, a lot of times we look at why we ain't or why we don't, but we don't look at what happened to us, what we have been through, what have been taught to us and lied to us about and brought to our psyche for hundreds and hundreds of years, even maybe longer. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I mean, we still on that trajectory. We got to change that. We got to change how we feel about each other before we can really work together. And those that come together and feel each other out and start working together, those are the ones that have worked on themselves and got themselves together and say, hey, let's build this. We ain't all got to build it together, but we need to have a goal that we all coming to understand that we're moving toward a better United States, nation, or whatever you want to call it. We just need to move toward that.
Mm-hmm.
But all this, the violence and all that, it don't make no sense.
I mean, so how do we change to work together like as a like where it becomes like normal, natural, like this is what we do. How do we change to that?
I mean, how did we do it when we was in the house? How did we do it when we was when our cells was coming together making a human being? You know what I'm saying? We did it then. How our heart and our liver and our bloodstream and our organs work together to make us live. We come with the blueprint. It's just everybody has a different job. And if we allow everybody with their different job just to do their job, and who's in that job, y'all handle y'all business. And we hold them responsible for that job who are all doing it.
So what you saying? Everybody don't know their job then, right?
I'm saying that we haven't pulled together the body to do the job. We don't have this group of people or groups of people or the masses of people, period, working together to do something to move it forward. Everybody arguing about what they part and they part better than this and we better than that and I'm better than this. Everybody's need we need each other.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that we got to do this. I'm saying that if we could work together, what we do best. It's just like a football team. When you get them 11 offense or defense, we can go either way. Go offense. You want the best quarterback. So you want the people that are best quarterbacks to do it and let them get their thing. The wide receiver can't be jealous of the quarterback.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then you want the best of this, the best of that. Same thing in any sports arena, any competition you're going to. And then you don't just cause we in the same business, we don't have to compete. Even though we are competing, we still could want the best for each other.
Yeah. My biggest thing. So when it come to team unity, so sometimes I don't know. I always go back to my childhood. So Voltron was one of my best. Voltron was one of my best. I don't know. If anybody remember Voltron, they used to have the little dogs. The people get inside the little dogs and they fight um, the villains. They go fight the villain. But sometimes it was a big villain they couldn't beat individually or separate. They had to form. They had to form together to form this big robot or whatever you want to call it to fight the villain and beat the villain. They had to form 4 or 5 dogs form together and become Voltron, the big
Right.
whatever.
I
And
mean,
that's the only way they could defeat. And I always go back to that. Like it took 4 or 5 people to form to win. And I always think about that concept.
I can't remember. I remember
You don't know
my man's name.
Voltron?
Yeah, nah,
Oh,
I
okay.
don't remember no Voltron.
For real?
Yeah, no, I won't.
Wow.
No,
Voltron was the shit.
I mean, what year that was?
I mean, shit. I mean,
What year
I
that was?
with you, but I know I was a
It
little
was
kid.
it was in the 80s.
It was back with He-Man, Voltron,
Yeah, I was in
GI
the
Joe.
service.
Shield.
Transformers. All this.
Nigga, I was going to work at Shoney's.
I
Nigga,
forgot.
nigga,
You
shit.
stopped being a kid at seed. I forgot.
Nigga,
You missed out on Voltron.
nigga, Voltron, nigga.
I'm gonna sit down with you and let you watch Voltron.
Nigga, ain't that no damn Voltron. If we ain't building Voltron out here, I ain't gonna watch no
But
cartoon.
that'll show you what they did.
I
so
know.
it be.
I mean, that they told you about this type of character in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? So
But you can't get everybody with the Bible. So if I can entertain you,
yeah. I'm not saying I ain't trying to get nobody. See, this ain't something you can get them on.
you know,
See, unity ain't something you can get somebody on. People got to want unity. You can't get I'm a chicken and be unified. She alright. Trick 'em. Yeah, trick 'em devil. They got to want that, man. So this ain't a call for me to
but
say.
sometimes you have to lead people, right?
I
lead
mean,
people to
I
the
mean,
water.
people gonna go to where the water at. You ain't got to lead them nowhere. If they want
Everybody
some
don't
water,
go to the water.
I mean, but you carry everybody to water, man, they gonna drink.
That's it. Everybody
I
don't go.
mean, but when they
So
thirsty,
what
when
they
they
don't
thir-
know where the water at?
I mean, they got to listen.
So what if they deaf?
They got to look.
What if they blind?
They got to feel.
Well, if they can't feel, you got to grab them. At some point, you got. I mean, some people. Look, some people you take them to the water and they be like, "Oh, this is where it's at," and they like, "Oh, thank you for bringing me here." Right? That's what I'm saying. Some people you gotta take.
But it has to be a thirst in order for them to even want to go.
Sometimes my boy don't know what thirst is.
Get the fuck out of here. This nigga hit crazy.
Nigga be like, my
Okay, bro.
my throat dry, but
Okay,
I don't know
bro.
why it dry.
I got you, bro. I got you, bro. I got you. Yeah. Okay.
No, I'm just saying. Voltron, man. If y'all haven't seen it, go check it out. Voltron. Look, so I want to give a shout out, man. Before we get out of here, I'm a guy named Brian at Oil Express Oil on First Avenue in Eastlake. want to talk about this guy. I always talk, always bring up what's bad in the hood, what's going on in the hood. But also, whenever I come across something good, I want to shout out to them too. This guy had great customer service. This guy was nice, polite, saw about my truck or whatever, and told me what I need to do. Right? He stopped doing whatever. He working on a car. He stopped and came, and there's a white guy. And so he came and told me what I need to do or whatever. And he said, well, let me try this first before, we try this. But now normally people try to get over on you, especially when you work at a place. Hey man, you need this, you need that, you need this, just because, to make you spend money or whatever. But this guy was nice or whatever. And then he went on to tell me some stuff. This guy went on and told me he's a single dad. He got custody of his two children. He just got custody. His kids was in the tornado back when they hit over Fultondale a while ago, and so he was able to get custody of his two kids. So we sat there and talked, man. And so I just told him, I said, man, can I mention you on my podcast if you don't mind? He said, well, sure. So I just want to give a shout out. Great customer service, nice guy. If you ever go to Express Oil or whatever, Oil Express on First Avenue, East Lake, give a shout out to Brian, man. He's a great guy. I want to get that before we move forward. You got anything else you want to talk about before we get out?
Uh, nah, I'm just Tony, come to the thing.
Not Alexa.
Yeah. Hey, but now, oh Lord, what the hell? Oh, she done
Hey,
she done
look.
tried to kill me, y'all.
Before we get out of here, check this out. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and go to our YouTube channel, T.O.G. Brewers Podcast. Go click subscribe. Follow us. We here every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Every Wednesday night. We want to just have a conversation. We want some comments. We want people to talk, man. We want to be able to interact. Tell us how y'all feel. Tell us what y'all think. Oh, we got a comment too. Gary Crawford, I see you comment. Um, look, he said we got to link up. We got a lot of conversation in the congregation. You and your partner, real bosses, laugh aloud. Enjoy the bosses conversation. Right there.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Man, who is it?
Appreciate it, Gary Crawford, man.
Thank you, Gary.
Look, I'm gonna tell you a story about this before we get out. Now, Gary Crawford grew up with us. They were from up in Top Irondale, we was in Lower Irondale. We used to beef. Our crew and their crew used to beef. And I come to find out later on in life, we cousins. Wow.
Okay.
So look, we
ain't that a hell of a way to meet? But that's how we, and to be all actuality. That's how they had us so messed up in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The way they separate us. And I mean, all this is trauma now.
Yeah.
This is trauma that we have survived. So self-evaluation. You know what I'm saying? See where your trauma feels. It's a thing called transaction analysis. Hey man, I'm gonna start doing some classes on that. If y'all interested, let me know, and I'm gonna show you something.
So look, we finna get ready to get out of here, man.
All right, I'm good.
We love y'all, man. All right.
All right.
Every Wednesday night at 7 p.m.
7 p.m. Wednesday.